Hi, I'm Heather Hawker, President and CEO of the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra, and this is Clef Notes. I'm excited to introduce you to our musicians, guest artists, community members, and patrons who for 80 years have developed a love of music through your Lubbock Symphony here on the South Plains. On today's episode, I'm visiting with Lindsey Maestri, Executive Director of the Louise, Hopkins, Underwood Center for the Arts, or for those of us who've been around for a long time, LUCA. Lindsey, thank you for joining me on Clef Notes.
Thank you so much for having me, Heather.
Absolutely. Lindsey, share with our audience your background and how did you become the executive director at LUCA?
So I landed in Lubbock because my husband is a professor of sculpture at Texas Tech University. And when we were moving to Lubbock, I thought, this is interesting. I have a background in arts administration. I came from another art center in Paducah, Kentucky. But when we arrived, we came to a First Friday art trail when we came to visit. And I thought, okay, I think we can make this work. So I visited LUCA, and then a development position came open at LUCA, and then the executive director position, and that's how I rolled into my spot.
How many years ago was that? I was trying to think.
So that was about 8 years ago.
That's what I thought. Okay. Boy, has time flown by in those 8 years.
It sure has. I forget. I always call Lubbock has this accordion time where it feels like you've been here for a long time and sometimes like a short time. So I love it though.
Well, in the 8 years, First Friday has grown exponentially, and we'll touch on that later. But that's a great way to see LUCA on those First Fridays. You want to touch on that?
Yes. So First Friday Art Trail, for anybody that doesn't know, happens on the first Friday of every month, as the name states. And it is an incredible event that happens right in the heart of the Arts District. We have about 5,000 attendees at this point, every First Friday Art Trail. It centers around the LUCA Plaza, but there are also, 10 to 15 other stops on the trail. There's a trolley that will take you to those various stops. It is a great night. We have food trucks, we have live music, and then we have all the incredible art in the galleries. And then with our friends at Charles Adams Studio Project and their Live Work Studios and their work studios, you can come out and actually see artists making their work and existing in their studio space.
Well, and you've already kind of touched on this, but what great things are currently taking place inside LUCA, and what is the role of LUCA in our community? And being that cornerstone piece, I think of the symphony and LUCA and Buddy Holly Hall. We are the arts district right there, the Lubbock Cultural Arts District.
And I love that we have good neighbors. For us, we are, every day or Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 5, we have free admission in our galleries. We have contemporary galleries. So we're always showing artists who are living. That is our focus, artists that are creating today. And we really show artists across the U.S. So in recent years, we've really seen our artist base grow from mainly regional or statewide, which we still exhibit a lot. But, at any given time, we might have an artist from Arkansas or Boston, for example, right now, and an artist from Abilene, an artist from the DFW area. And so it's really fun to come in and see work that is existing across the U.S. and a lot of different varieties of work as well. So you might see sculpture, you might see video, and you might see painting and drawing and printmaking. And so you'll experience a little bit of everything in our galleries.
You have a great website, but I want to talk a little bit about accessibility and how do you know when you can get into LUCA? What are the hours? And I know you're closed on Monday, and 9 times out of 10, I'm like, I'm just going to run over. Oh, it's Monday. I can't do that. But talk about when we can get into LUCA.
Yes. Again, for our gallery hours, Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 5. If you come down on Saturday, Lubbock Downtown Farmers Market is on Saturday morning. So you can kind of get a twofer there. You can pop in and get something from, local produce and local retailers, and then stop in the galleries and check out the galleries. We also have special programming all the time. And so we have our Firehouse Theater. We have film series that happen out of the Firehouse. We have concerts, we have our Battle of the Bands. We have all different things, touring performers that will come through. And so that schedule, definitely look at our website, luca.org, has all of that listed. And then we have special classes that happen every week. We have a ballroom dance class that happens every Wednesday night. We have a figure drawing class that happens every Sunday afternoon. And then we have our whole clay studio show that has, does 30 plus classes a year. So definitely check out that website for all those other programs that happen.
So many things. Okay, we're going to shift gears. We're recording this on Tuesday. This is, I think, really the first day kids are out of school. And I know parents are looking for great camps this summer and activities to learn and do. Please share with our listeners what programming is taking place this summer for those parents and grandparents looking for great activities to engage their young children in. I mean, there is a plethora on your website already.
Yes. So we have our youth creative camps. Those are full week, full day camps, which is excellent for parents. That's what we always hear is that this is great. They're gone all day or, I have to work and it's great to get them in. And so those are the week of June 8th, 15th, 22nd, and then July the 20th. We have those youth creative camps, and those are ages 6 to 12. We have visual art classes in the morning. We have theater classes in the afternoon. And so it's a really well-rounded program where they get both visual and performing arts, which is exciting. And they go home tired. I also hear that a lot from parents. Like they fell asleep in the car on the way home. Thank you.
Right.
So it's great to get them out and get them active. The other really exciting camp that we're having this summer is we're having a teen theater intensive camp. And that's a 2-week camp for teens 13 to 17. And that's the week of July 8th and July 13th. And at the end of that, they are going to do a full production of Beetlejuice Jr.
Oh, so fun.
I know. We're really excited for those
Favorite book.
Those campers to come through. And then they'll do 2 performances at the end. So even if you don't have a kiddo in teen camp, you can always come and check out the performance at the end of that 2-week run. And then we have Storybook Theater coming in, which is a Texas touring roster group. And so Storybook Theater will be in, and they are an excellent group. Bring the kiddos out. That'll be a free performance in the Firehouse Theater on July 25th. And then we have some fun family film series that are coming up. So every year we do our Flatland Film Festival. And as a part of that series, this summer, we're going to celebrate a few films that turn 25 in 2026. And so on July 31st, we'll be celebrating Harry Potter's birthday with a screening of Harry Potter in the theater. Also, that movie turns 25 this year.
That's hard. That's really, really hard to believe.
I know. And we will also be doing, on June 20th, we'll be doing Monsters, Inc.
Oh, fun.
It's a very fun one. It also coincides with a show that we have up. And on that day, we will have our Artful Family Hours program, which is a free hands-on make and take activity in our galleries that we do once a month. And that is centered around one of the exhibitions. So one of our exhibitions that we have up right now has some really fun sculptural creatures in it. And so they'll be making a project based on that. And then we'll screen Monsters, Inc.
Fun. And all of this can be found on the Luca website, right? Because
Yes.
we're giving a lot of great information, but they can either call or visit the website for more information on that.
Yes. Just call our front desk if you have any questions or pop on the website.
This is not just for kids. I mean, your website, you learn and do, it's for adults too. So share some of the great things right now. You touched on it earlier, but like the ballroom dancing on Wednesday nights. But talk a little bit about the clay studio. And for those of us that might be afraid to go in there and get dirty with the clay, talk about that and how accessible that is.
So we have 6-week classes, and those, we have a lot of beginner classes. We have in the summer, I think you'll see some runs of some even shorter classes that might be like 3-week long, just sort of get your hands dirty classes, try it out for the first time. But we see such a broad base in our clay artists that come through. So we have a lot of nurses. I always think it's interesting to see how many members of our clay studio are full-time nurses, because they find it a relaxing way to come and unwind and do something with their hands and kind of have that healing arts experience in the clay studio. So just, again, check our website. Those classes will come live in early July, and there'll be runs of those 6-week sort of summer intensive classes that happen. And they're 1 day a week, 3 hours. If you don't like it, 6 weeks later, you move on to something else. But we find that most people do love it once they kind of get their hands dirty again.
Yeah, throwing clay is quite the art. I've tried it once. I need to go back and retry it as I get older, because there is something soothing about being in there and creating what may not be art, but maybe your art. So that's a cool thing to do. Okay, Lindsey, what is your favorite hidden gem at Luca that maybe visitors don't realize that it's there?
Oh, that's such a hard one. We have so many spaces at Luca. I would say the Flatland Film Festival is one of my very favorite annual programs. It's just really nice to spend 3 intensive days with people that love film. We do such a wide variety of films. You've got everything from it's really focused around short films. So, I always say if you don't like this film, you've got 15 minutes and then we've got another film coming up. But it brings such a global perspective because it is an international film festival, but it does
Right.
have a focus here in Texas and in the Southwest region. And so a lot of our feature-length films will be these incredible documentaries. And I feel like I learned so much through that program. So it is really one of my very favorite programs. Don't tell the other programs.
No. We'll keep that our little secret. Talk about some of the exhibits right now. What should people get in to see? I know we've got things closing, we've got things opening. We're right here at this will air on Saturday, the beginning of June. So what should people come out and see?
Oh, well, we will have exhibitions changing out next week, which is always a fun time to watch that happen so quickly. Our curatorial team does that in about a 4-day turnover. So they take shows down on Monday, and by Thursday, the new shows are up and they are ready to go because First Friday is happening on Friday. But if you hear this on Saturday and you come down, you'll be able to see Diana Churin's work, who was up for our gala. Beautiful photos that have been inlaid with other photos. Her layering is really incredible. She came in from Boston for the exhibition and was just blown away by our audience and was here for our gala, which was really incredible. We also have Terry Bauer, who's up in the studio gallery. He's from Abilene. He does these beautiful drawings on ledger paper. And so it'll be the last day for both of those shows. So definitely pop by to see those. And then in our Martin McDonald Gallery, we have a really fun exhibition called The Flopsums. And so they're these little creatures that have taken over that gallery space. And you definitely have to come out and see them. But they'll be up through the end of June.
And ties in perfectly with Monsters, Inc. So that'll be great fun. Always lots of hidden gems at Luca. It's worth every few days walking in there because you'll discover something new. And, it's always just great fun to get to visit with you and hear what great things are going on. And my goodness, it's going to be fall before we know it. What great exhibitions do y'all have in store come the fall time?
Oh, well,
Put you on the spot there.
Yeah, that's okay. This fall, we do have 2 incredible programs coming up. So we'll have Flatland Film Festival from September 24th to the 26th, and then the return of our Hub City Renaissance Fair, which will be entering its 4th year. It's so incredibly popular. People just love it. I had no idea we had a Ren Fair audience here until our former programs manager convinced me to do this Ren Fair. And so that'll be coming up on October 24th. And the awesome thing about that is we do so many partnerships with the VMC, the Vernacular Music Center. And so they have out all of their, plethora of instruments and performers on that day. And so you can catch them all, live that day in our Firehouse Theater or on our Plaza stage. So it's a great one to come out for.
Lots to do. There's not a dull moment going on in the Lubbock Cultural Arts District, certainly with Luca and the Symphony right next to each other and our friends at Ballet Lubbock and Buddy Holly Hall. We're really excited. So, Lindsey, thank you for taking some time out this morning and coming on Cliff Notes. And as the Symphony concluded its season on May the 23rd, we are super excited for our 80th season beginning on Thursday, September 3rd at Buddy Holly Hall of Performing Arts and Sciences. We will begin the season with pianist and Clyburn laureate Clayton Stevenson. He will delight us with Prokofiev Piano Concerto No. 3. You do not want to miss this. A special thank you to our producer, Rachel Boyd. You can find the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra on social media, and to purchase tickets, visit our website at lubbocksymphony.org, and be sure to download Classical 105.7 so you never miss an episode of Cliff Notes. Make it a great day.